Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to That's Not Why You Called, episode 24. No intro today. I apologize. Well, no intro music because I didn't want to deal with iTunes automatically opening on my PC because the thing that runs that has the intro music on it that I play through my board, it needed to get charged, and as soon as you plug it in, and I was like, well, we got to start the show, we got to start the pre-show, and blah 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 blah. I didn't want to do it, so there was no intro music, and there's going to be no intro slides or breaks this week because well, a few reasons. One, foremost being I just didn't want to deal with XSplit and its bullshit and the muting and the unmuting. Even though the scene changing interface is very nice and I like it a lot, having to deal with all that to make sure everything runs smoothly is kind of a bit of a pain in the butt. And I wanted to work on some YouTube stuff after the show. I got to talk with my network about something that's coming up. We'll actually probably talk about it during the show. And I wanted to spend some time with Katie, who's right here. But yeah, by the way, Katie isn't here. Well, she is here, but she's not on screen.
Right.
Here's her hand to prove that she's sitting right next to me. There you go.
Ow.
Sorry.
God.
That was your fault. You let it fall.
No,
it's not domestic abuse. You hit yourself.
Yeah, stop hitting yourself.
Oh, my goodness.
Stop hitting yourself.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you think you could do that? A domestic abuse, like, defensive? Well, she was just
Your
hitting
Honor,
herself.
if you pull DNA off of her scalp, okay, it won't be mine. That's all her hand.
The old stop hitting yourself defense.
Oh, my God.
It was a landmark case
The memories.
in domestic abuse law.
Stop stabbing yourself. Stop stabbing yourself.
Yeah, right? Stop making me do this. Stop making me do this.
Making me do this.
And it's like,
Shaking
I
baby
shouldn't have
syndrome.
done this. Yeah. Speaking of the pre-show, if you want to be part of the subscriber-only pre-show, we might do some giveaways and stuff like that. All you have to do is head on over to twitch.tv/lefty643, where you can find the live shows as well, by the way. And subscribe. It's $4.99. You get access to subscriber-only badges, custom emoticons that you can take anywhere on Twitch, and you get subscriber-only chats, obviously, and access to giveaways. I actually gave away 2 games last night. It was a lot of fun. So...
Oh shit!
Yeah, you got a good chance. Actually, got a pretty good statistically significant chance to win if you're a subscriber of mine right now. A pretty good chance. So if you want some games, and I got some AAA titles too. Max Payne 3,
picked up a bunch of amazing shit during the sales.
Sleeping Dogs, Dishonored, BioShock Infinite, Arkham City, the Game of the Year edition. So come on over, subscribe, $4.99. And also, you get the knowledge of knowing that you're helping me out. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, Chiz, speaking of the Steam sale, I had a question for you. In our hiatus, we were blessed with a nice fall sale from Steam, and I was wondering, since that sale stretched into December, are we going to get a holiday sale from Steam?
Totally.
We are? Okay, good, because I was a little worried.
That was only like, what, 4 or 5 days, that sale?
Yeah, it was like November 28th through the 3rd.
The 2nd.
No, it was the 3rd. Well, yeah. Technically, it ended on the 3rd, like midway through December 3rd. So it was like, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was one until people started tweeting about it. I missed like the first 2 days, I think, of it. I didn't catch it till like the last day of November, I think.
You didn't miss much. The first 2 days were lackluster as usual. But
it's usually how it goes. But yeah, totally. I mean, if you think about last year and the summer one, it's usually about 2 weeks they give us, and they want. You know, I talked to other people about sales and stuff. They're going to do it because everyone needs to, it comes closer to Christmas, they have to buy people gifts, and then you get all that Christmas money, so then you have to spend it after the 25th. So it'll be like the 20th to the end of January, more than likely, something like that.
That would be good.
Mm-hmm.
But you already got part of your Christmas gift. It depends on how much money I make. I may give you some more.
I don't even want anything. I'm a giver.
Tell the world what I got you. Tell the world.
Lefty was nice enough to get me Splinter Cell, not Conviction, Blacklist, sorry.
Blacklist.
Which I did not have, and I'm looking forward to playing.
I was a little worried, though, because I know sometimes you can hide your games library from people. I'm like, did Chiz get this? Like, I know you wanted to do Splinter
I think
Cell
you're one of
somebody.
those people, and you're an asshole.
Well,
the only way it won't... You can hide your games list, which you did to me last year, you asshole. But if you go to buy someone the game and gift it to them, it'll tell you this person already has it. And you can't gift it to them if you wanted to.
All right.
Like,
so
if
so
they've
that's what
got
you
it.
can do. You can just like go through and
Yeah,
you can just test games, I guess, right?
yeah, you can just do that.
All right,
but,
I'll do it after the show. I'll figure it out and we'll get it all. We'll get
Lefty got me Splinter Cell, and I'm getting Lefty something special as well. So he'll just have to wait for that, though.
that. Fine,
He'll
you
just,
dick.
He'll just
He's really
have to
bad
wait.
at waiting.
What?
Is he?
You're so bad
What does that
Did
mean?
at gift
Did you
giving.
get him a gift yet?
Yeah.
Did you?
I can't
Yeah.
help that the Amazon thing, it shipped in the box. I can't help that.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about waiting in general.
Then
I
what?
say, hey, I have an idea of what I'm going to get you, and you go, what? What is it?
Well, then
What
what's the
is
point
it?
of
I go,
telling me?
"Don't
well,
worry about
hold on. Then what's the point of telling me that you have an idea
Because your
for
reaction is
getting me a
funny.
gift?
Because it's a cock tease. It's funny.
So then you can't blame me when I react that way.
It's really funny.
You,
Like
you go like all out though, like enough to where I'm like, okay, enough, and you're like, but I want to know.
You shouldn't have brought it up. If you didn't want me to go Sherlock Holmes on it, you shouldn't have brought it up.
you start like ripping apart the house and looking under tables and shit
Oh,
for your
thank God
present.
He hasn't. I already saw the friggin' box because it came in the mail in the actual box that it like what it is. And I was like,
Did you buy through Amazon?
no,
Oh, okay then.
Newegg.
I was like, Mm.
Newegg
Way to
usually
go,
doesn't do
Newegg.
that.
Yeah, I haven't gotten anything. And
Yeah. Well,
can you say
saw
what it is? Oh, you saw
He
it.
saw that it said Asus on it.
Oh, then I have a pretty good idea what it is.
I don't know which brand. I don't know which kind yet of.
He knows what it
of
is.
Asus. I don't know.
Yeah, you do. You
Okay.
know what
Well,
it is.
anyway, no, but they do that because my Thor V2 case, which my PC sits in, was actually came in the box, like in the Roswell case. So-
I think monitors and cases, they'll usually send it in the box they come in. Just because I don't think, like if I bought a 50-inch TV, I don't think they have another box to fit a 50-inch TV in that's just brown.
No, they totally should.
They should, though, because it ruins fucking holidays, you assholes.
Yeah, it'd be like freaking Amazon. Just box everything in its own little box.
Well, I'm
with their
glad.
very sophisticated boxing algorithm in which everything that is like sized is in the same area and
I'm very glad Katie got you something like that. It'll complement something I'm going to get you.
oh
which I
come
won't
on
say
now
what,
if it's
and it'll
Oh,
drive you
you're so
insane.
bad.
don't tell me it's well is it do I have to spend more on you for Christmas then?
I didn't even want you to buy me the first thing you
No,
bought
that's
me.
not how Christmas works, you dick.
Oh boy.
I have to get
people
you
are-
something.
You're ruining the holidays. It's not how Christmas works, you dick.
Let me buy you something, you asshole.
You're free to do what you want, but I'm not expecting us to match one another.
Yeah, but in the ballpark, I mean, come on. That's
I want
that's
to-
that's
I-
gift giving 101, baby.
I am in a position where I can give people things, and I like to give, so I give, okay? And this gift is going to be awesome, and you're going to have to wait for the awesomeness to let that fester.
I'll wait. I just want to know if I want to be in the same ballpark as what you're getting me. I don't think that's unreasonable. Stop tempting me with fries, by the way.
Do you want one?
Kind of. Now, chat, let me know. Is that unreasonable to want to be in the ballpark of what somebody else, a friend or significant other, spends on you? Because I had the same conversation with Katie, and it's like, I
I
thought.
think that's different with me though,
What do you mean?
because I wouldn't like. My friends want to get me something, they can get me something. I mean, it's not a big deal.
I know, but just like
But-
a business partner or a good friend, it's like it's not just like, hey, bro, we're like
What?
this.
What?
You're
We're
like, what?
We're like, you know,
No, I
have to
don't
watch
know.
the pantomime. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Your hands are under the screen, so it's like, yeah, we're like this.
We're like bros. We're like, you know, we're
Fist bump.
the fist bump in the back. You know, you do the grasp thing, and then you bring the shoulders together, and then you fist bump the center of the other
Oh,
guy's
God.
back.
Oh. Not full on.
No, we could do that too if you want. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to force it on you and have you freak out.
I mean,
I mean,
because
we can agree that
the one-armed kind of hug thing, I feel like that's a way for dudes to hug each other. They're afraid of being gay, you know?
Well, that's
With a
fine.
regular
No,
hug.
I didn't want to force it upon you and have you feel
you
like I'm
could
trying.
not force a regular open-armed hug onto me.
Okay.
That would be very willing. I would not scream rape hug. I would not do that.
Okay, so
People in the chat, I would totally scream rape hug, though, if you did that to me. You,
yeah, don't run up to Jizz. And
you
just,
wave from a distance, okay?
right, you approach, you shake hands, and you're like, "Hey, is it cool if we take a picture?" And then you do the one arm behind thing.
Exactly. stay away.
That's what you. I don't know why you'd want a picture with Chiz.
Unless you're a girl. Well, with Chiz, I don't care. But
Even then, it's like, I don't know who you are. Strangers could. Depends what city we're in too. If we're in Chicago, I'm afraid of being shot or stabbed by strangers.
Only in certain parts of Chicago do you have to worry about that. You'll trust me. You'll know when you're in an area of Chicago in which you need to be worried about getting shot. You'll know. There's signs. Trust me.
what?
I'll clue you in as to the areas that you need to be like, hey, don't go there.
And what are the signs?
Maywood.
Yeah.
Don't go to Maywood. If you're not white, or no, if you are white, don't go to Maywood. Don't. Just don't do it.
Why? Why?
You will get shot.
Not allowed to go there.
You will get shot by angry people that don't like you.
But just angry people.
That
I mean,
also
what do they
people
got
that
against
might
white
think you're a
people?
cop.
But clearly, I'm not a cop.
No, they don't. know
I'll
that.
even say I'm not a cop. Cops can't say that.
That'll trick them. Actually, yeah, they can. But
I know
They
you
do.
can. It's so sad that people believe.
you'll
that.
try to reason with them, like, I'm not a cop. Yeah, how much I believe you? Well, dude, if I said it, if I was really a cop, I couldn't say that.
There's a scene in one of the episodes of Breaking Bad just like that, where he's trying to sell meth. He's like, "No, man, it's the skinny guy from Road Trip, whatever that nerdy dude is."
Oh, okay, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's like, "No, man, I'm not a cop. I just want to get high." Prove you're not a cop. Lift up your shirt. You're wearing a wire. Does it? He's like, "Man, you're so a cop. That van there and that van there, totally cop. Go away." And then he's like, "No, man, I can't say I'm not a cop." He does that trick, and then like immediately he busts him in the vans he pointed out, roll up, and cops start jumping out.
Oh,
He's like, "I trusted you, man. Why'd you do that to me?"
that skinny guy. He was in that awful movie too about like hacking the planet or whatever.
Oh my God, The Core is an amazing movie.
It's awful.
It's so good.
I remember like part of one of the preview things. It cut to him,
planet.
right? He was sitting in a chair and he's like, "You want me to hack the planet?" It's like, shut up. What? That's just as bad as the movie Hackers, where their rallying cry was "Hack the planet!" Ah! Like just in nonsensical computer jargon that means nothing.
I love The Core. I watch that whenever it's on. Whoever that actor is that plays the main protagonist, I like that guy. He
There's
was
no-
in.
There's no protagonist in the core. It's just a one string of bad for like 2 hours.
No. It's
Katie, once again,
amazing.
another movie that I can freely say without watching is a gigantic piece of shit.
Okay.
Never seen it, but it's still a gigantic piece of shit.
Wait, you've never seen it?
No,
Oh my God!
and I
you shut
never
the
will.
fuck up.
I
How
never
do you
will.
do that? How? How can you say that?
Because it's not unreasonable to think, you know what? Watching the previews of this thing,
There's science and stuff.
when the guy asks, "You want me to hack the planet?" No. And then
Do you know
and
why
then
he does that,
and then
though?
he gets the Nokia thing, and he's just like, boop, 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 boop,
That's
boop.
a real thing, though.
No, it's
You could
not.
do that. You could do that back in the day when cell phones were on a chime or phones were on a chime system. You could do that. There was a kazoo that came in Captain Crunch, and the hacker's name was Crunch or the captain or whatever.
Yeah.
You could blow and hit the right tone, and you would have
Mm-hmm.
free, unlimited, long distance calling. That's a real thing. Somebody just subscribed.
Strafe
yeah, I
Duck
was
just subscribed.
saying.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. We got
Woo.
fun and games. Thank you for subscribing. Woo!
Woo.
Dog Pound.
It's a real thing.
Right, that's for like payphones and stuff. Not cell phone Nokia things where the guy's just like, I just gave you free long distance for life. That's what he said. I gave you free long distance for life.
It's real.
No, it's not.
It's real.
It's not real.
It totally is real.
It's so
real thing.
bad.
Do you know why he says we have to hack the planet?
Why?
Because they have to, because they're trying to find a way to send internet down into the Earth, even though
To tell the
doing
Earth
it-
to stop doing something?
No, because they're sending their ship down into the core. Hence the name of the movie, Core.
Right.
They gotta go down there. It's so good, that movie. Stream, yay or nay on the Core. Fucking, if you say nay, I swear to God, I'm
Core is
gonna kill
awful.
somebody.
No.
It's an incredible movie.
The Core is awful. Don't even try. Oh, Aaron
It
Eckhart?
stops
Somebody said
spinning.
Aaron Eckhart was the main actor from The Core. Okay, that's the guy that was
A lot of
Harvey
people
Dent,
are
right?
liking it.
Aaron Eckhart.
Ah, look at
Right
there's
now,
the
no,
nays.
no,
There's
no.
the
That's
nays.
not right. Eckhart?
I like how someone says "nay" like a horse.
Oh yeah, Aaron Eckhart.
He was the guy. He was Harvey Dent. He's a good actor, actually. Never mind.
He was in Olympus Has Fallen. That's why I liked him. Well, I've liked him before.
Like the good White House Down.
Yeah,
there
it
were
is
two
the good
like
one.
they're like two movies about the exact same thing, right?
Yeah, they happen the exact same way. It's almost the exact same situation, and the only difference is that I guess White House Down is a little more true because they picked Jamie Foxx to be the president, whereas Olympus Has Fallen has the guy I just said, Aaron Eckhart or whatever. So they're true in that sense, but it's just way silly and stupid, whereas Olympus Has Fallen is more realistic. It's cool. Gerard Butler's in it and stuff.
Okay.
They're almost identical.
Wait, which one? Which one was involved North Korea? Did one of them involve North Korea?
Olympus Has Fallen was North Korea.
That's the one with the bad guy, the Asian bad guy from that Bond movie, Tomorrow Never Die. No, Die Another Day. Holy shit.
That is true.
Okay.
Whereas White House Down is just this guy on the inside. He's like head of Secret Service. Is pissed off because his son died and like was shipped out by the president or died. So it's all an inside job again. But there's like no government at work and stuff. But like it happens the same way. They take it down from the inside. The vice president dies in one. He's in the actual bunker with the president in the other one. So they have to go down that list of people, whatever it's called, order of succession. And in both movies, the Speaker of the House is in charge.
Oh, they always get to.
Identical.
Oh, so they tried to like work in that little that little tidbit where it's like once you get through the cabinet secretaries, what happens now? It's like, oh, the Speaker of the House is the next one.
Yeah, in one of them, all the cabinet members are being killed. The other one, they're all fucking kidnapped. So Morgan Freeman is the speaker in Olympus Has Fallen. Another reason why it's a better movie.
Okay.
And some random white guy I've seen in several other movies is the one in the other one. That one is like a total joke movie. It's like a parody of Olympus Has Fallen, the White House Down. I don't know why people waited at your Walmart to get that shit.
I don't know
on
either.
Release night.
White House Down. Okay, so I go to a big box store. I've probably told this story before, but deal with it. I go to the midnight release at a big box store, which, by the way, do that. Nobody goes to those damn things. You don't have to wait outside. You get to go through the store. If you've got some extra shopping to do, you can do it there. And this lady was ahead of me in line. She wanted Grown Ups 2 and White House Down at midnight. Everybody else was there for COD Ghosts. Everybody was like, COD Ghosts? And the guys, what do you want? She's like, Grown Ups 2 and White House Down.
I bet she has like 12 cats.
She's probably a cat lady.
She is a crazy cat lady.
Just,
more than likely.
But okay, so thank you for that little. Still, the core bad. I don't care what you have to say.
No, you haven't fucking seen it. You fucking asshole.
Should we go to Rotten Tomatoes right now?
All right.
Go to Rotten Tomatoes.
This has failed me in the past when I've done shit like this.
The core. I don't know what makes a good Rotten Tomatoes score. Is it
I don't either.
Higher score is good or lower score?
Yeah, higher.
Higher
I just don't know what it determines. The core.
Bad. Please be bad. Bad.
Yeah. On the tomato meter, it's a 41%, and the audience liked it at a 34%.
So it's a big pile of shit.
Worse than Man of Steel.
Wow.
Grown Ups 2, however, I bet you cannot guess this. Guess what the percentage for Grown Ups 2 is.
Of people that like it?
Yeah, overall percent. So it's like, from 0 to 100.
2. Because Grown Ups 2?
What 7%.
Ugh. I was actually close.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's just... How does Adam Sandler keep making shitty movies?
I think he just doesn't give a fuck. He's at that point, he'd do whatever he wants. I think he's a good guy and just wants to give his friends money, because he's had the same crew since fucking forever, and that's how they even have careers, is through Adam Sandler. So I just think he's giving reasons to give them money.
But at some point, don't you even do like a Happy Gilmore 2 or like a Billy Madison 2? Don't you revive those characters? You just make flop after flop after shit after shit after shit. Just come on, dude. You didn't just all of a sudden become unfunny. You're a funny guy. you've got people around you that are actually funny, like that cast from Grown Ups 2 are all really funny dudes.
Yep.
But what the fuck are you doing? Stop. Well, there goes Adam Sandler as a guest. God damn it.
I watched Pacific Rim as well. This
is an interesting movie.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
What'd you think? Did you watch it, Lefty?
No.
All right, then I want. To hear
I
what
will
Katie
withhold
thinks
judgment.
about it.
I will withhold judgment. Yes. Katie.
Oh, thank you for withholding judgment on that movie, not the one that is 10 years old. Thank you.
I've had 10 years of people telling me The Core is a piece of shit. All right. Pacific Rim. I've heard people were like, "Oh yeah, it's just a popcorn good kind of movie." For like, Katie, go. What is it?
Go.
It was interesting. I don't know. It wasn't like on the top of my list of, oh my god, that was amazing. But it was. I mean, it kept me, I guess, interested.
Did you see it at a theater, like with
no
cool effects? Okay.
No.
Because I didn't either.
Where'd you see it?
my computer.
Yeah, fist bump.
How'd you get?
Shut up,
Oh.
Lefty. Shut up, Lefty.
What? I bought it.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Where?
Why are you? Wait, when did you?
No.
When did Pacific Rim come out?
A while ago.
Like summer. I think it just came out for purchase.
What are you doing?
What?
Pirating that stuff.
Stop! She never said that. I never said that.
there's
Don't
Stop
condone
throwing people under
piracy.
the bus.
I don't condone piracy.
That is
Anyways,
just bad
anyways,
person.
it was good. We should watch
Anyway,
it. We can watch it. I have it.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Go to Redbox, pay for it.
you know,
Because I
Redbox doesn't
support
always
creators,
have
okay?
anything.
I support creators.
Boy.
Redbox doesn't always have it though, and you have to go to a different Redbox and then a different Redbox, and by the time you've spent that money on gas, you could have been downloading something off of and you'd have it forever.
Yar?
It's-
Is that where we go?
Listen,
Yar?
it's not stealing.
Blu-ray
I'm
quality,
sharing.
too.
Right? I get that one too. Yeah, you can't, Lefty take notes. But yeah, it was a good movie. It was interesting. I thought it would have like a start and then like a finish, I guess.
Most movies do.
Well, because like I wanted to know about how the monster started to come, and they kind
Yeah.
of did that with like it was like an intro type thing. It's like it started this year, and they give like I don't know how many years it is, like probably 100 years worth of. They come every so many years and stuff. They randomly started coming, and then it builds up, and you're just thrown into it. Like, all right,
All of a sudden, you're just at the end. The whole big
Right.
thing. It's like, because you've never seen it, but basically, these monsters are attacking the Earth through, what was it called? What was
the ridge.
the ridge or whatever.
It was
It's
like just a big sinkhole inside the Pacific somewhere.
Yeah, and they're huge. Like,
Right, and they build the gigantic robots.
that people,
Right, pilot
well,
remotely.
two people,
Right.
and it's interesting, I guess.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Rift. That's what it is.
And that's the one where they use like rockets to uppercut, right? Or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
nice.
elbow rockets.
Elbow rockets. That's
Yeah.
what you need.
I mean, it was decent. It wasn't like
Yeah.
the concept was interesting. The way they executed it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like I was more interested like when he whatever it's called drifted with the alien and you learned
Spoiler
more about
alerts.
the backstory.
Because I'm
kind of.
so worried about the plot of.
It's hard to spoil basically just an action movie, but when he drifted he found out like, they've been here for this many years. They were sending out scouting drone type monsters and now the big destroyers are gonna come and inhabit the planet because we fucked it up with so much CO2. It's good for them now. Like they've been under the core since Jurassic times, and you don't think too hard about this movie. They don't explain how none of this has been picked up ever when doing like seismology on the Earth.
They're not talking about.
and stuff
Yeah,
like
right,
that.
right. They're not talking about sending internet to the fucking center of the Earth, right?
You are just a hater. All right, The Core is an amazing movie.
Okay. Sure.
Like they go through the mantle and they have these air bubbles in the mantle, and it's just filled with like what is the gemstone of February? Amethyst and stuff, like huge amethysts. And it's a good movie, Lefty. Okay,
Are they calling on their free long distance phones?
you shut the fuck up. The boy needs hot pockets to hack. Okay,
Right, I got you.
he hacks into NORAD. Yeah,
Yeah.
They make an earthquake machine, and that's what causes the core to stop spinning. Okay, it was a weapon of mass destruction that was an earthquake machine, and the United States did it, and then they had to go to the core to fix it, and they were going to shoot it again, which would have stopped the core completely, like a motor, and then the magnetic field would go down, and it did for a minute, and the sun came and started melting the Golden Gate Bridge. It was a whole big thing. Fuck you.
Sounds dumb.
The core in 30 seconds, as Dr.
Basically.
Chiz. Right. Now, Chiz, I have a question. I've seen you. You were motioning with it before the show. You moved to e-cigs. Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that? What was behind the?
You picked a really bad time of smoking a regular.
You're
one
double
right
dip. You're okay. Well, no, this is the perfect. You're double dipping on cigarettes.
Is that
No,
healthy?
I only smoke like 5 to 7 regular cigarettes a day, as opposed to like the 14 I was smoking before.
That's good. That's better.
It's nice. It doesn't feel like I'm not doing anything. It feels like I'm still smoking, which is really all I need. You know, I don't need smoke, but just the action of smoking is what I like to do. It's just something to do. And it's nice. I have menthol, vanilla, coffee, which tastes delicious, cherry, strawberry. It's really nice. And it feels healthier, and it's good.
Is it actually a little bit healthier?
Yeah, there's no smoke.
Yeah, but they're saying that the other chemicals and everything in it can be carcinogenic.
I mean, it's really just
But then
It's
again,
water,
basically everything
vapor.
could be.
Everything is
Yeah.
carcinogenic.
everything is carcinogenic. But
Everybody
it's really,
gets cancer.
I looked, and it's just, it's water vapor, and like to do the flavoring, it's like not glycerin, but like some kind of the gelatin type thing. It's just pretty organic. And then the nicotine. The only thing you have to be careful of, since there's no start to finish of this thing like there is a cigarette, you just keep puffing. So if you do that, you could potentially give yourself nicotine poisoning because there's no
not good.
start and stop. Yeah, but these are 18 milligrams, not 24, so it's not that bad. But it's nice. I hope to just do this. This is nice.
Oh. So it's a different not obviously safe, but you're not
Better.
You're not inhaling superheated air and particles and all the shit that they put in.
Right. Nothing's burning,
Good.
which is bad. Like,
do you plan to quit smoking ever? Do you want to stop?
it'd be nice, but it'd be nice to just have like, when it's super fucking cold outside, this is nice, but really there's a reason people smoke in the cold. It's because it fucking helps. But like morning coffee is usually, I'd probably still smoke a cigarette then. But yeah, I mean, just it's not like I could do nicotine patches. It's the action of smoking that I enjoy.
What does Freud call that? The oral fixation?
Probably.
I think so. Well, Katie's the psychology buff.
No. I never claimed to be that. Since when?
Right. I
haven't
labeled you
had-
as that because you like studying psychology. Right?
You should get her for Christmas then the Help me.
DSM-4.
D?
the DSM-4. Fucking love that book. I want that book. I've wanted it for years.
Oh, so you can convince yourself that you have every mental illness ever? Like, are
No,
you
so I can
sad
convince-
sometimes?
Like when Christians push their beliefs onto people, I want to do that with like psychology. Be like, no, you kind of sound like you've got this, this, and that. I think you're schizophrenic. I'm just saying the book, it doesn't lie. I love that book. It's so cool. I've wanted that. I haven't taken psych in like 3 years, but I
How
love
much
that
does the
book.
DSM-4 cost? I'm assuming you have to buy it, but
You can get it on Amazon. It's like $80, $90. It's a big, thick textbook.
oh, is the DSM? And people are saying DSM-5 now. Ooh,
I have a psychology textbook. from Yale.
25% more diseases than 4. We got upgrades.
I don't know where my psych books are.
Autism DLC.
I
That's
just
what it
gotta
is.
find it.
Wow.
Well, there's all kinds of autism and stuff. Oh, I didn't know this. Jenny McCarthy apparently, now that her son is no longer exhibiting signs of autism, she has reversed course completely on vaccinations. She's now saying vaccinations are all right.
She's now saying they're good.
Yeah. Jenny McCarthy,
Of
for
course.
those of you that don't know, all of a sudden just came out as a staunch advocate of vaccination skepticism. The idea being There's a whole group of people that say vaccinations are actually bad, and they do more harm than good, and they can really screw up children, especially developing children. You shouldn't have vaccinations. Vaccinations are bad, etc. And Jenny McCarthy was all of a sudden like, yeah, vaccinations are bad. And it turned out she was blaming her son's autism on vaccinations.
Because it works like that somehow.
Because that's apparently how vaccinations for polio give you autism or something.
Yes.
And like a lot of actual skeptics looked at Jenny McCarthy like, wow, you're a fucking scumbag. Because you well know that people will believe anything that celebrities say pretty much. And here you are using your celebrity to find ways to blame your son's autism on anything other than just bad luck or whatever else causes autism. And you're blaming it on vaccinations, which help millions of people every single, the same kind of thing. DDT. Why is DDT outlawed? Because of some bullshit with bird eggs? And it could wipe out malaria.
DDT is bad though.
But it stops malaria in its tracks. Who gives a shit about the thinning bird eggs?
But it's bad if it gets into water too. Like you can't drink.
Yeah,
DDT.
so lots of things. Gasoline bad if it gets into water. Do we stop driving cars?
But we don't spray it over crops and shit like that. We don't spray gasoline.
We
over
put
crops.
huge vats of it in the ground near aquifers. What do you think gas stations sit on?
Yeah, and I don't agree with that either, but there's still a lower chance. Something has to break. Something has to break for that to happen, and then there's a huge situation where they shut it down. DDT is just sprayed onto crops and shit like that, which gets absorbed into the plant's roots, which you couldn't wash out if you wanted to.
I'm a DDT kind of guy.
Like, you cannot wash it out if it's absorbed by the plant. It's in the plant.
Yeah, whatever. So you
could wash it in chlorine, and it would still have DDT in it.
You get a little.
Which I recommend everyone do for your vegetables. Wash your shit in chlorine.
Do that, because that's
you're not gonna get them. I mean, can't get any cleaner than that.
So anyway, but I found out today. I was cruising Reddit, and people were like, yeah, her son apparently had a very, very mild case of autism. Like it's like a syndrome. It's not how to describe it. He was exhibiting autistic-like symptoms, although he wasn't classically autistic. And as he's, quote, grown out of it, I don't mean to marginalize it if it's something serious, but that's how I keep it straight in my head. As he's grown out of it and gotten older, he no longer exhibits autism-like symptoms, and thus he's no longer really classified as autistic. And so now she's just like, oh yeah, vaccinations are cool, which how many people didn't get their kids' polio vaccines in that time frame? Because, oh my God, we're going to get autism. You're going to develop autism. Like, would you really rather have an autistic kid? Even then, would you rather have an autistic kid or a kid riddled with polio? What do you think? Polio needs a comeback.
Polio. Because, I mean, just give him a wheelchair is good. If autism, that could fuck him up in so many different ways. I mean, polio, yeah, you can't walk, but you're sharp. Sharper image, sharp. I'm pro polio.
You're pro polio? All right. Well, I'm pro DDT. You're pro polio.
Together, we will fuck up the world. Everyone will be limping and poisoned.
Yep. Shitty livers and wrecked immune systems, and also really bad joints and unable to walk.
Yeah, but come on. Rub some dirt on it. Rub some dirt on your polio.
All right, well, we got some... Well, it's not really breaking news, but today we learned that Nelson Mandela, the South African political figure, died at age 95. Holy shit, 95 years old. That dude...
Good for him.
It's a long time.
It's a long fucking time.
He worked to end apartheid in South Africa. Is it apartheid or apartheid? Apartheid.
It's apartheid.
Apartheid, yeah. In which the Afrikaner, is it a race or the Afrikaner ethnicity, which is basically Caucasian Africans or Caucasian-like Africans, the ruling class in South Africa, were institutional racism, all the worst things of Mississippi, Alabama, the South back in the day. And Nelson Mandela, he did 27 damn years at like 50.
Yeah.
He got put into prison for 27 damn years, convicted of sedition, attempts to overthrow the government. And he was just like, "Yep, I'm going to do it. Fuck you. I'm Nelson Mandela."
And he did his 27 years at a very old age. Rest in peace, Morgan Freeman.
Did Morgan Freeman already played him, didn't he?
Yeah, he played him in the Nelson Mandela movie, whatever that was called.
But, you know, there's been a lot of well-known celebrity deaths in the last couple months. Or at least this year. James Gandolfini dropped
Was that
dead.
in a month?
No, this year. This year.
Oh.
This year. James Gandolfini bit it out of the blue. Nelson Mandela. I mean, you know, everybody kind of knew that Nelson Mandela was going to go.
Right. He was at his deathbed surrounded by family. He was 95.
So he was in the hospital for a while, and I remember there was a big story. They sent him home to live out his last days with his family. And it's like, you know, it's sad, but when you know it's coming, it's a little bit easier. Then you've got Paul Walker.
It's not someone who they died in their prime, you know.
Mm-hmm. Paul Walker died. Weird, under odd circumstances, too. I don't mean to imply a conspiracy, but, like, aren't cars designed not to blow up like that? Isn't that, especially, like, high-performance vehicles, isn't that the idea that the gas tank is designed such that, like, we really don't want this blowing up?
Did you see it blow up?
I saw the wreckage of it. There was, like, it was scorched all over the place. Melted parts, whatever. I don't want to say steel because it was a sports car, so it was probably made out of some fiberglass, but...
Right.
Yeah, there were scorch marks. Something was on fire, like, really quickly.
Yeah, it was on fire. Well, it's not a race car. It's a sports car. So just like any automobile, you can still catch it on fire pretty easily. But I didn't see it blow up. I saw some footage of people driving by on Live Leak, and it was on fire at the time. Cars blowing up, I think, is a real movie thing unless it like gets to the gas tank or something.
Right.
Usually if it crashed like that, gas is everywhere, so it just burns. But that car was that fucked up because I guess the tree fucking won. I mean, that Porsche, I think I know.
As
Porsches
they usually do.
Yeah, but I mean, had it been something else not made of fiberglass entirely and performance parts to make it lighter so that it handles better because it's a Porsche, it may have withstood the tree impact a little better, but it was a really bad fucking crash. Like, really bad.
And he was not the driver, right? Passenger.
He was a passenger.
You know,
I didn't look into it, so I don't know why they lost control and spun out going, I don't even know how fast.
Right. I saw a lot of people in the Hollywood scene were talking about, you know, they wanted toxicology reports. They wanted the autopsy results. And I didn't really care. As long as, was the driver drunk? I mean, you know, if Paul Walker driving, let's assume, all I needed to know, was he inebriated in any way? Yes or no? No? Well, okay. Driving reckless, yeah, you shouldn't do it, but who doesn't drive like an asshole every once in a while? And it sucks, and you know, this probably shouldn't have happened. Even hitting a tree, cars are designed today to you would have been fucked up, but there's probably a chance of survival, but not when you hit a tree and then the car starts on fire. That's all I really needed to know. Because with guys like Ryan Dunn, it was easy to just be like, I don't give a fuck that Ryan Dunn died. I don't care. You were drunk out of your mind, going 100 and whatever. No, I don't care that you die at that point.
I don't think either one of them were drinking. Either they were going to, or they were leaving a charity event, a charity that Paul Walker had started. So I really don't think alcohol was involved. They were going 90 or whatever, so people are saying. So, I mean, you lose grip on the road going 90, yeah, you'll spin out and probably fucking total your car. So that's a thing. But he was doing a charity event. So
he wasn't drunk at that point. Then it's just it's a tragic death, and it sucks that, you know, somebody was cut down when they probably otherwise shouldn't have. A reasonably healthy man. I saw somebody in the chat saying, I liked Ryan Dunn. You're fine to like Ryan Dunn for what he did, the whole Jackass thing, that's cool, but it's just, you know, it's not reasonable to then expect people under the circumstances of his death to be like, why aren't you, you know, in mourning for Ryan Dunn? It's like, because he was drunk driving like an asshole. That's kind of what happened. And
that doesn't shock anyone either, you know.
And he had been known for that. He had, Like, even they made jokes about it. Like, he's flipped how many cars, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, so this is a thing. This is a pattern. Well, okay. Now he's dead. But Paul Walker, he was 40 years old. That's weird.
Yep. He was 40, had a daughter, had a charity.
Did not look 40 years old.
Nope, he looked way younger. And they, for Fast and Furious 7, they weren't even done. I think they were about to, like, that week of his accident, they were going to film some very crucial scenes. So as far as, and I know they've stopped production. They went from suspension to just stopping it because they're mourning, obviously. But, you know, if they still continue that movie, I can only imagine they have to do, like, a pretty big rewrite, you know?
When somebody dies at that, because it's happened before, obviously, in Hollywood. Paul Walker isn't the first one.
Right.
But I mean, when Heath Ledger died, they had already wrapped, right? They had already wrapped The Dark Knight. Which one was it? The Dark Knight, right?
Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Right. So they had already wrapped. Outside of doing reshoots, there wasn't really a big thing. I mean, it would be weird for everybody to watch a movie of somebody that had died, and that was probably very emotional for the cast and crew. But I know John Candy died. I think it was Wagons West was his last film, the last film he appeared in. He died during production. But the film was situated such that John Candy was the guy. Like, they were like, all right, because and the director and the production company were so shady that they were like, no, we don't care that John Candy bit it. We're gonna finish this movie. And they reused shots of John Candy. Like, they continued on production. It was just a really awful end product. I don't think you can do that with. I mean, everybody continuing on a series that Paul Walker began or helped. You know, he was an originator, and then how do you try to keep going on with that? I wouldn't blame him for shutting it down.
They could. I mean, nowadays they could CGI him in and use past footage for whatever they have shot. But I mean, the premise of 7, have you seen 6?
No.
Okay, so at the end of 6,
I stopped at Tokyo Drift. I watched I suffered through Tokyo Drift, and I'm done.
Okay. So it's good that you saw that far, because you find out, which they don't touch on, but 4, 5, and 6 are prequels that date before Tokyo Drift. If you're wondering why Vin Diesel's at the end of Tokyo Drift and how the fuck the Asian guy in Tokyo Drift dies, but he's also alive in 4, 5, and 6, it's because of prequels before that. So at the end of 6, you see how it all ties together. You see that Asian guy dying, and it's spoiler alert. It's Jason Statham that hits him with the car and kills him, and Jason Statham calls up Toretto, Vin Diesel's character, at the end. So I can only assume that 7 was going to be like Jason Statham hunting down these people in Paul Walker and Vin Diesel's crew. So if they had to do a whole rewrite, maybe they could do it beforehand, where like Jason Statham has already gotten to him and they're mourning him and et cetera, and now it's out for revenge type of movie. Because I don't know what they've shot. So, I mean, they could if they wanted to, or they could just pull it completely. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah. And I couldn't, you couldn't really blame them if they were like, no, we don't want to work on this anymore. I mean, that series has made how much money?
A lot.
And it's weird too. I didn't realize that the series had made that much money. I had no idea. I was like, oh wow, okay, that's a legit movie franchise.
Yeah.
But and The Sopranos did it. The Sopranos tried moving on with a dead actress. Tony, the lady who played Tony Soprano's mother. She died in between seasons 2 and 3. But apparently the writers at The Sopranos were like, nope, we can't find a way to write ourselves out of this corner without having to show her in some respect. Like, we can't start off the season with saying Tony's mom died, even though that would be really easy to do.
Right.
But so they had to, and this was in the early, I forget what year was season 3. That had to be 2002, 2003. They tried to CGI her face, and this was not a motion picture or feature film. This was an HBO series which was just starting its 3rd season. So it's not like they had the cream of the crop, the budget to do anything they wanted. So they had to try to CGI the actress's face onto another actress from past episodes using audio clips from past episodes filmed as well. And it was really poorly done. It was just bad. Like, you go back and watch it now, and props to James Gandolfini, because he was just such a terrific actor. You never knew that he was, but it was so awful, that scene. And then that episode they showed her, and then it's like, oh yeah, she died. And it's like, why didn't you just say that at the beginning of the season? Yeah, she's dead. It sucks. Let's go fucking run some numbers or whatever mobsters do. Go to the Bing. Look at those titties bouncing around.
What?
That's where all the. Oh, Katie's microphone falling.
I caught it.
You got
We
it.
got this.
You got it.
Yeah,
What's
we're
that
cool.
fry doing there?
It fell on the floor, so I just set it there.
What do you do?
Eat it.
It sat there for a while. I don't know.
What? Come on.
What?
You have an immune.
Lefty ate it.
You have an immune
system.
Exactly.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's for killing germs.
It needs practice.
It needs germs to practice on.
I don't.
Yeah,
trust
we got to
this.
get another C clamp. Well, what we need is we need another base like this that's flat.
Yeah.
And then just another-
Because it's
another
really
C-clamp.
heavy. I don't think it would be an issue just having it sit there.
Yeah, that's true.
You can buy the next one.
Well, I want to get a PSM one. I want to get one of those like scissor arm things.
The arms, the road one.
Yeah, those
It's
are
the
nice.
best arm you can get.
Yeah.
I want one of those too. I don't
Interesting.
like this in front of my screen all
What?
the time.
What?
Nothing.
You've spent enough money on me for Christmas. Don't even try to pull the so this is something.
No,
you
well,
want.
no, I never. What? What if I had already looked into this such thing and already purchased it?
Stop teasing me with presents.
I'm not.
You teased me with the 780 Ti a month ago. You butt. And my knee just
Lefty's
popped.
gonna get so many presents.
No, I'm supposed to be the one that gives to other people around. That's why I like Christmas. That's why I, as an atheist, still celebrate Christmas. Is because I like giving to other people to see them be happy. Be happy, you fuckers.
Well,
God dang it.
Giving makes me happy too. I give to you and tease you.
Are you trying to sound like Adam Sandler? Like,
Start
Bobby
rhyming.
dee baba dee boo.
A song for me, a song for you. Let's make songs in a canoe. Adam Sandler.
But I like giving for people.
I like giving too.
I hate because it's every year it starts because I've been more open this year with the atheist rhetoric and or my atheist rhetoric, not the atheist rhetoric. Always create your own rhetoric, kids. Don't go to other people for your rhetoric. Always question rhetoric and make it your own. Anyway,
To go on, you were saying.
and people usually get snippy about the whole. Why are you celebrating? Why are you saying Christmas? Why you or you don't believe in God? It's a Christian holiday. It's not a Christian holiday anymore.
Technically, it's a pagan holiday anyway.
Why is that? I've heard that before. Why is that?
Because I forget why, but it's true. It's true.
Does it have to do with the? Somebody explain in the chat.
Google somebody.
I would tell
But
Katie, but she's right here.
I will put money on it that it's a pagan holiday.
It's the Saint Nicholas, or Germanic.
I'll be right back.
Damn, I don't know. Somebody tell me. Everybody, look it up. I don't. Why would it be a pagan holiday? What is a pagan holiday? All right, I'm gonna Google it right now. As Chiz leaves. By the way, for those of you that are wondering why aren't they going to break, because we're not doing show breaks today. We're trying something new. This isn't. We're not changing the show completely. Don't freak out. I like the breaks, and it turns out a lot of people liked them too. But we're just gonna try something new. Is Christmas? Wow.
thanks, Google.
Is Christmas space? Type that into your search bar. Is Christmas space? Whether you're on Chrome or just go to Google.com. And the first thing that comes up is a pagan holiday. Wow. Let's Google
Thank
this.
you, Google, and that's not
All right.
sarcasm.
All right. I'm just gonna do I know it's bad form, but I'm gonna Control F this bitch for pagan.
Wait, go back.
Hold on, let's start this. In Old English, Yule referred to the period corresponding to January and December. The cognate Old Norse Jol was later the name of a pagan Scandinavian holiday, which merged with Christmas around 1000, I'm assuming BC.
I think it might be Yule.
Yule.
Yeah.
Yule.
Yol.
It ain't you all, it's yo.
Yol.
That's a good reference. Name that reference. We're going to play that game. Name that reference in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, put it in the comments. Noel or Noel entered English in the late 14th century. That is from the Old French Noël, itself ultimately from the Latin, blah, 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 etymology, etc., etc., etc. I love Control F. I saw somebody, the first thing I said, Control F is such a great shortcut. It is. Yeah, it's good. So, I don't know. Apparently it's a pagan holiday. Has there been... Because Christ wasn't born in December, Christ was never born. But the pagan holiday of winter, the solstice is on the 25th. Okay, so it's the beginning of the winter solstice or the end of the winter solstice? I don't know.
Don't know.
All right, Chiz is back. Apparently, we have tacit confirmation that indeed Christmas is a pagan holiday having to do with the solstice of some kind.
The winter.
Of the winter. The winter solstice. So.
You know how many times... Wait, was I right?
You were right, I think.
Yeah. You know how many times I've gotten up with my foot wrapped around this mix amp cable and just ripped the cord off and fucking send my headset flying?
That's not good.
So many times. I wonder why it doesn't work.
All right, everybody needs to like and favorite and stuff. Everybody needs to subscribe because we need to get some more money in here because I'm going to buy Chiz a damn headset.
But I asked for a headset.
This is good.
What?
Give her a headset.
Don't you worry about what I'm getting you, all right?
But
Lefty's got this shit on lockdown, okay? You're all good, baby girl. I just would like to be able to take care of a friend of mine as well.
fine.
What?
I don't need anything.
He doesn't.
See? I'm good.
Why are you... What is this?
Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah, that's what you get. I'd pin your thing with the...
Ow, that really hurt.
I'm sorry, is your hand okay?
Yeah, it's all right.
I accidentally turned.
What did you do?
I spun and my the arm on my chair pinned her
My hand.
her
to
hand
the chair.
to her chair. Like it was like a pinching motion. No.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It
Next
hurt.
time get vice grips, you psycho.
What do you... What?
I said get vice grips next time, psycho.
For what?
Pinning people's hands down.
Oh. No, I'll just get those. I'll get those zip ties that the FBI use when they run out of cuffs, or the cops use when they run out of cuffs.
How about we just end that conversation?
I feel like zip ties are better than cuffs because
Oh,
You're not
Yeah, you
breaking
can-
those. You're not.
you can unless you find like a Bowie knife on the ground somewhere, you're not getting out of zip ties. But any moron, really, if you know, can get a pin and pick a fucking handcuff lock.
Mhm.
They're the simplest thing next to a locker lock. So I'm in favor of zip ties.
Get on it, please.
Reusable zip ties.
Reusable. Yeah.
Save the planet.
Well, also you're on the public dime too, so you better be reusing that shit.
Mhm.
Can't be all like, I need more zip ties because I illegally arrested a bunch of people. Katie, let me see the topics. We had a bunch of topics. Where's the topic sheet? We had a bunch.
Where's that notepad?
Oh, that's right.
Things.
Twitter was an interesting day today, at least for me.
What happened?
Well, there was a staged walkout of many fast food workers today, Thursday, in protest of non-living wages. They say that they are not getting paid enough to live off the money they get, and they are going to walk out and try to force places like McDonald's into paying them more, paying them an actual living wage. And their starting bargaining point is $15 per hour. And I say, good for you, fast food workers of America. Fuck the man. Actually get a living wage out of the minimum wage. Because anybody that has watched this show should know that the minimum wage is anything but a living wage. It's a poverty wage. If you are on the minimum wage right now, or you are in the poverty line or substantially below the poverty line, you are not living off of that wage. And I think a $15 mark is a hell of a reasonable starting point for people to say, hey, you know what? Let's get a living wage going around here. Chiz, your thoughts. Are you with or against the burger flippers of America?
What is the current minimum wage? Ballpark it because it's different between every state.
Federal is $7.25.
The federal is $7.25.
Man, that's shit.
If you throw a dart, at a board of a blank board of the United States, you'll probably anywhere from $8 to $8.50.
Right.
Somewhere around there.
I say 12. I say 12.
12? Well, 12 would be a reasonable step.
That's a big increase. Yeah.
It'd be a reasonable step, but I would say, just running some cursory numbers in my head for most places, 12 will get you the bare minimum. Like MIT, somebody was very fond to run to. MIT has a database of living wage, like a living wage calculator, given where you live, what county and what state you live in. They've got a whole bunch of a database that pulls and an algorithm that pulls numbers and says, look, here's the bare minimum wage to be just above the poverty line. And I looked at some of their definition of terms, and because they break it down by monthly expenditure, like we've done on this show before, and some of their numbers were good, but I looked in Illinois, and one of them was like, oh yeah, you can spend $240 a month on food. I'm like, well, that seems a little low,
right?
And so I looked at some of their stuff, and it was. A lot of it was based on surveys, that's probably the best you can hope for far-reaching studies like this. Mm-hmm. But things like the one thing that stuck out in my mind, and this isn't the only issue I would have with the database, but one was the food intake was based on what it would cost to buy what the U.S. Department of Agriculture deemed as the bare minimum in 2010. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking about that. I'm like, okay. So a lot of people are running to this and be like, oh, it shouldn't be $15. It should be $9 to $10. That's it, because this database says so. And I asked one guy, I'm like, what are the terms? He's like, well, I don't know. You have to go to MIT. So I'm like, so wait a minute. You're telling me that I'm flat out a dumbass because, I'm not using this database, but you can't even tell me what the terms, like what constitutes these expenditures that are in this thing. Oh, well, you got to go to MIT. And then he linked me the glossary, and I'd already looked at it, of course. And I'm like, so wait a minute. People are going to be flocking to this number, saying that people on the minimum wage have to buy the lowest of the low rung of food, which anybody that's bought, like there is when you pay a bit more for food, you're probably paying also for a bit more quality. And the low calorie minimum set by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The low calorie minimum. So you're probably going to be calorie and vitamin deficient,
right?
If you stick to that diet.
Which means you're going to be sick, which means you're going to go to the ER, and that comes out of our taxes.
Mm-hmm. And healthcare expenditures were based on what people paid for healthcare in, blah, blah, blah. And this was another issue with the site. I'm like, well, wait a minute. If it's based on what people paid for healthcare, why does that matter to people in the lowest rung of the economic food chain or economic ladder? Because those people more often than not don't pay for healthcare because they get Medicare or Medicaid, and they go to the emergency room for everything. Mm-hmm. They just go. And they say, fuck you, pay for it, because I can't pay for it, so I'm just going to go to the emergency room. And so more often than not, they don't pay, so that's all right. And also with Obamacare, you have to understand now that you have to pay for your health insurance, and now a lot of people, even minimum wage workers, are going to be introduced to co-pays and deductibles on their health insurance. And so if you break an arm on minimum wage, imagine that. You're out for let's say you save up all year for a bike because you've got a couple bucks, $20-$30 every month maybe left over at whatever an hour, $10, $11 an hour. So you save up all year for a bike, and one day you're out riding on one of your 2 days off a week because you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week flipping burgers, which apparently is easy, but then everybody else says it really sucks. So what? Mm-hmm. And then you fall and you break your arm. You're on minimum wage and you've got health insurance, but you've got to pay. What does a broken arm cost? To X-rays, get it set. Katie, you've
a lot,
like a couple $100.
No,
a couple grand,
a few grand,
$2-3 grand,
probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay, so most deductibles are what? 25, 27.50.
From 1,500 to 25.
Deductibles on health insurance.
Oh.
What you're going to have to pay along with your insurance company up until they'll cover the bill for everything. So you break an arm You got to pay 4 G's. Now there's a $27.50 deductible on your health plan because your minimum wage, you can't really afford it, or you can't afford anything better. Now you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. And it's worse too because you are so fucked. You've got $4,000 in medical bills that you cannot pay. Period. Because you're on minimum wage. You already scraped enough money together for the bike, and you are earning what MIT says is the bare minimum just to cover everything. Welcome to fucking America. Minimum wage. And that's the thing I think a lot of people get hung up on because I see a lot of outrage. It's like, oh, the minimum wage, this, you shouldn't be earning this, you shouldn't be getting that. Shouldn't it be a living wage? Shouldn't there also be a little bit of a fudge factor in the living wage? Like, okay, let's say you're really, really good with numbers, people that go to this MIT. I don't mean to call out MIT. And let's say, okay, that's what you need, the bare minimum to be just above the poverty line. Okay, shouldn't a living wage be just a little bit more than that? Not a bare minimum, not a just above the poverty line wage, a living wage. The minimum wage in my mind should be a living wage. You should be able to live. And yes, I don't care what you do. I don't care. Just you care if somebody that's flipped burgers for 40 hours a week with 2 weeks off a year, do you care if they try to earn a living wage? Does that matter to you? Does the skill of the worker or the value of the work, are you butthurt about that? Do you think they should be relegated to poverty because they flip burgers?
They should not be treated that way, obviously, because they're still putting in 40 hours of work. But at the same time, you do have to bump up all the other pays.
Yes.
Just because.
So if a person that's getting $7.25 now, I better be paid a heck of a lot more than them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, you should.
It should go up across the board because you're doing something. If you're being paid $15 an hour now, usually that's a skill trade related job. Then that goes up correspondingly to the increase of the minimum, which would be a livable wage now. That's just because then you have, because that's the argument, right? Is if you bump up this to 15, you've fucked everyone who has a skill or trade job which is unique and they get paid that already.
And that's what a lot of imbeciles
businesses
do.
Yeah, and that's what fucks businesses. Like, well, now I have to pay all of my people $25, $30 just to make it so, what's the difference between working for me and working for McDonald's if we're both paying $15? And that's,
then you as the employer should pay more because up until this point, you have been paying your skilled laborers a barely minimum wage. Why does this escape people? And imbeciles I see all the time. Like, well, there'll be a burger flip will be making about as much as me. That's not acceptable. Well, wait a minute. Shouldn't you talk to your employer about that if you're some skilled laborer and you're barely earning a livable wage? Isn't that your problem and not the guy working at McDonald's? Go talk to your guy. Like, wait a minute, hold on a sec. I'm skilled. I've gone to school for this. I went to a trade school, or even I've got a college degree, and because of the job market, the corporation's been fucking the middle class in the ass for so many years. I got a college degree. I may even have a postgraduate degree, but all I can get is this $15, $20 an hour job. And it's like, why am I not getting paid more? I should be getting paid more money. And if you, the employer, cannot run your business paying your skilled laborers more than a minimum livable wage, you probably shouldn't be in business. And yes, the consumers now should be prepared to pay a little bit more for things. Yes. And you know what? The government should be prepared to step in when necessary to stop businesses from immediately passing this the price raises along to consumers or incentivizing them to not to do so or not to outsource jobs in the form of subsidies, tax breaks, whatever, because the government will be making it on the back end anyway because more American workers will have a higher income paying more taxes.
Right.
But there's no reason to just immediately scoff at the notion of raising the minimum wage or paying people a living wage. Now, if you want to argue, well, $15 isn't the number, fine. But you know what? $15 isn't really unreasonable. $15 an hour minimum is not entirely unreasonable. You know what's really unreasonable? $7.25 a fucking hour is really, really, really fucking unreasonable. Really unreasonable. So how about we err a little bit more on the side of, I don't know, helping the exploited middle class and lower middle classes and lower classes than sucking the dick of corporations and just spouting what we learned in economics classes and being like, well, the free market is blah, 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 blah. How about we sign on those people? How about we say, you know what? McDonald's, Walmart, Meijer, Home Depot, all these huge big box stores, whatever. How about you guys expect to take a little bit less in profits? Just a little bit less. Whatever. Just a little. How about they take a little bit less? How about we look at the market itself? How about we stop calling the people that want a living wage lazy and say that we're not going to incentivize them to better themselves? Because yeah, all fucking people that are flipping burgers that want a living wage are just lazy buffoons that don't want to do anything. How about we say, okay, you know what? Yeah, it's kind of fucked up that you have to work this hard to get a living wage. Let's look at what's creating this need. Let's look at why people need a living wage. Why people are so just shat upon in this market. Well, let's look at what's causing that. Why do we always have to turn and look at people, be like, no, you're lazy. Fuck you. Go get a better job. It's like, well, somebody does need to flip your goddamn burgers, America. Just because they work 40 hours doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to support themselves independently. Whatever your stupid fucking economics class tells you. And another thing, finally, I don't want to hear about how things will cost more. Because number one, things don't have to cost more. The profit margins are plenty big for so many corporations that they can absorb an increase in their labor force, their minimum wage labor force, all their labor classes, and still absorb it and still turn a profit. It doesn't have to. All it takes is these corporations and these CEOs and these board of directors saying, you know what? Yeah, we'll take a little bit less so we're not fucking our employees. And also, labor doesn't constitute the entirety of what a product costs. Take the dollar menu at McDonald's, whatever costs $1, right? The McDouble's still a dollar menu? I think so. Is the McRib on the dollar menu?
No.
Damn it. I want a McRib so bad. But let's say...
Hurry, they're going to run out.
I know. They only do it when pork prices are right. Right? Yep. Is that it?
Something like that, which is usually like 2 months of every year.
I don't care, though. I'll get myself some damn McRibs.
You should bulk up on McRibs and then sell them throughout the year.
Oh, I thought you meant like use them as like a dietary supplement. Like, here's what you need to do, bro. You need 20 or 4 sets of curls every day, tries, lats, and delts, and then you got to go to McDonald's, bro. You need protein intake from McDonald's. That's what you got to do. But let's say 50%. Let's say 50% of whatever it costs to make a McDonald's McDouble is labor. Okay, all right, labor. Let's increase labor costs by 50%. Let's double the federal minimum wage to $14.50. Call it $15. Okay, 50% increase in labor. Oh my God, dude, it costs so much. How much does a McDouble cost? $1.25. If it costs $1 now,
but I can't put it on the dollar menu anymore. You'd have to have the dollar and change menu.
That's fine. Isn't that fine?
It's unacceptable.
Would you pay $1.25 for a McDouble? Yeah, you would.
No, I'd fucking turn around.
Everybody would.
I'd go to Carl's Jr. and get the 99-cent.
And everybody would have more money to do it. So just spare me the everything will cost more, so it's a zero-sum game. No, it's not. Number one, it's not, and number two, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that way. People just think it has to be that way because, the corporations need their profit. Well, how about they just take a little bit less? And then, the consumers make it up on the back end by paying a little bit more for things. That's okay, isn't it? I'd pay more for video games. It all stems from that. I would pay more. Oh, JBM Tony V just subscribed. Welcome to the Dog Pound. We got fun and games. Woo! I'd pay more for things. I've said this before. Why are we still paying $60 for video games? I'd pay more for video games that I really enjoy. Like Battlefield. I play the shit out of Battlefield. I would pay upwards of $75, $90, $100 for that. Because I'm going to play Grand Theft Auto on PC. I'm going to play the crap out of Grand Theft Auto on PC. Hopefully Chiz will get it too.
I will when it comes out.
When they announce it.
When they announce it. I didn't watch the video, but it came up in my related searches was someone playing, it was a pretty big YouTuber, I forget his name, but he was playing, the video said playing GTA 5 on an Xbox One. Ooh. I didn't watch it though. I was curious though.
You know what? That's what I originally thought about the whole Grand Theft Auto 5 PC announcement. I was like, isn't it really reasonable that they want to develop Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox 360, right? What was current gen at the time. And then they want to develop separately for the next generation that's coming, Xbox One, PS4. And since Xbox One and PS4 are going to be sufficiently powerful that they're like a low-end PC, could they just be delaying development of the PC port because of that?
Probably. They'll probably announce all three at the same time.
And because
whenever that may be.
Both the Xbox One and PS4 run on the Windows kernel, right? So that would seem to me to be like a great time to develop a game. It's like, oh man, all these things are running variations of Windows and they all kind of are powerful in this area. So we could, but anyway, I really want GTA 5 on PC, but I pay $100 for that. Assuming I'm still doing YouTube at the time. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I'd pay 50.
She's like, I'd pay $35.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable for a game.
Fine.
It's a game.
I'd pay
$30 games than just a couple $100 games.
Wait, what?
I would buy many $30 games and probably end up spending more money than I would buying a couple $100 games.
Well, right, but I'm talking about
it's consumerism psychology. It's harder. It's the reason why America doesn't have chip and pin. If you don't know what that is, it's like in the UK. Like if somebody steals your card, they can't do shit with it because it's got a pin tied to it. You know, here you swipe your card, doesn't matter what card it is, you just sign the receipt and you're you. But we don't do that. It's an extra level. It slows down the consumerism. We don't want to take that extra step. We want to spend. So it's way easier for me to pull the trigger on a bunch of $30 items, end up spending like $400 without even knowing, than the $100 more expensive items. I go, I really want to buy that for $100. Shit, I don't know. And then the next one's like, I just spent $100 the other day. I don't know if I can really afford that, you know? Boom. Make everything $30. I'll buy everything.
What was that awful DMX and Will Sasso does impressions of him. What's his name?
Which one?
He
does a lot of them.
You know, Blue Terracotta.
Oh, Steven Seagal.
DMX, Steven Seagal movie. They did two, I think. They were both equally bad. But in one of them, DMX's character was really rich because he started a website called 999.com. Anything you wanted for $10. I just thought of that when you said it. But I mean, Chiz, to your point, today somebody tweeted that there was the Logitech C920 webcam, which is a really good webcam, by the way. A lot of people in the business use it because it does full 1080p at 30 frames per second, full 1080p. I use the Microsoft LifeCam Studio, which says it does 1080p, but it's just bullshit because when you turn it to 1080p in actual programs that can do it, it runs at 15 frames per second. So
that's not good.
Bad. And the C920 is also 15 megapixels, whereas the Microsoft LifeCam Studio, and I didn't know this till today, is 5.
Wow.
This piece of shit is only 5 megapixels. And it's like $70. But so anyway, it's on sale for like $50. And I, without thinking about it, I'm like, well, it's normally 100, but now it's 50, so and it's on its way.
But once again, they got you with list price. I know for a fact that sells for around $79.99 usually.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. So, but it's still a deal.
Off. Yeah,
right.
It's still a deal. If it was cheaper, maybe by $10, I'd consider. I have the C910. Which
well, it's not the C920.
It's not the C920. It still does 1080p, but it doesn't do 1080p, which H.264 codec.
Oh.
Yeah, which doesn't really matter because I'm not recording right now.
Ah, there you go.
I'm just using it.
But Chiz, let's assume, you know, for a game you really what's your favorite game of all time that you just played to no end? Black Ops, the original Black Ops. You played the shit out of that, didn't you?
Yeah. I'll just say COD 4.
Would you have paid $100 for COD 4 for the experience that COD 4 gave you? Now, which I guess is a little bit biased because now you know all the things that COD 4 would have given you, right? You know all the, like, oh man, yeah, I'd pay for that again.
So let's phrase this differently because these are games I've already played, but like let's say something in the future like Left 4 Dead 3 or something, or like Half-Life 3.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you really like, right, yeah, very good, yes.
I would probably pay, and this is just standard baseline price. This isn't a package that costs $100. For the game alone, I would probably pay $100 for Left 4 Dead 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or in Portal 3, in fact. Actually, Portal 3, Left 4 Dead 3, maybe Half-Life 3, but Portal 3 and Left 4 Dead 3 I would definitely pay $100 for. Anything else, I really can't justify the price. Even the next, I certainly wouldn't pay $100 for the next Call of Duty.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
mad I paid $60 for it.
Mm-hmm. But why would you pay that much for those games? Because you enjoy the product, you're going to get a lot of use out of it, and you'd like to help out the developer and publisher of it, right?
Yes,
because you thoroughly enjoy the product. So whatever, they'll charge you $60. You'd say, no, I'd pay $100 for that.
Yes,
and it'd be totally okay. And so why is that notion of pay a little bit more and take a little bit less? Why is that so alien to people that it's like, oh, well, it's impossible for them not to pass these increased wage costs onto the consumers because they have to get their product. Why do they have to? Why can't they just say, you know what, we're Walmart, we make $12 billion a year, we're good. Go ahead. We're going to pay, starting now, the Walmart minimum wage is going to be $13.50 an hour. Everybody, everywhere is going to make $13.50, regardless of whatever the federal minimum wage is. Why can't they do that? Why is it such a?
They need a little more.
And now it's now. I mean, I know it's a little bit messed up that I'm trying to say, well, you can only make this much, profit, but I don't. I would argue, of course, that I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying, hey, what's wrong? Why is it so bad to even posit the notion that maybe people take a little bit less or pay a little bit more?
Because they won't do it.
Doesn't seem that unreasonable to me.
On a consumer level, nobody cares or understands it, and the corporate level, they want more money. It's the same reason why most major conglomerates that are international keep all their money offshore, so they don't have to bring it in and pay taxes on it. Yeah. They need a little more.
And people, I forget which economic theory posits the idea that people don't make economic decisions in the real sense in which they are aware of their actual buying power and what they're doing. They don't make I think they're talking about employees. They don't make, or laborers, they don't make decisions based on real wages. They make decisions based on nominal wages. So if somebody is making $6 an hour in a world where everybody else is making 10, if that employer of the person that's making $6 an hour says, you know what, you've been doing a really good job, we're going to give you $1 an hour raise. The theory goes that they don't care that everybody else is still making $10 an hour. They're really, because, oh my God, I got a nominal wage increase of $1 an hour. I'm making $7. Oh my God. Or let's say they bump them up to $9, right? Like, oh, I got a $3 or what did I say? $3 an hour raise. And people, in discussing this, they just hear $15 an hour and their brains turn off. Their brains just go, okay, yeah, $15 an hour, bullshit. Because, people told me, well, I lived on $12 an hour. I'm like, well, how long ago was that? It's like, oh, well, it was in the early 2000s. Okay. Well.
Dating yourself.
There's a, $12 from the early 2000s is worth a whole lot more in today's dollars than, or I guess I should say, $12 today or $15 today is worth a lot less, or buys a lot less than it did, than $12 did in however long ago. And before people go running to inflation calculators, the problem with inflation many inflation calculators is that every single year the way to calculate inflation is changed. It's altered just a little bit, but it's only applied to that year. The changes aren't all applied retroactively. So when you go to inflation calculators, or when you look at an inflation chart, odds are you'll see, oh my God, look at this trend in inflation. But what you're really seeing is you're seeing an inflationary trend, but you're also seeing a trend in the way that the inflation is actually calculated, and they don't account for that. They don't do the regression analysis to be like, oh crap, we have to account for the different ways we calculate inflation now as to when it was calculated in 1965 or 1989 or whatever. Inflation has been calculated differently pretty much every single year. They're not applied universally. There are a few places that do it, but of course you got to, it's behind a paywall if you want access to their database. Okay. But so yeah, don't just go running to inflation calculators and start saying CC, because odds are it's not applied correctly. But I Again,
pay $1.25. Changed my mind. I would pay $1.25.
You pay $1.25 for
I would.
McDouble?
Yep. No cheese.
You were thinking about it. Then just get 2 hamburgers.
Are they on the dollar menu?
Well, they're on the $1.25 menu.
They're on the dollar and change menu.
Dollar and change menu. Yeah.
All right. I would still go to Carl's Jr. because everybody knows Carl's Jr. is better than McDonald's, and get the 2 tacos for 99 cents. Or Jack in the Box also has 2 tacos for 99 cents.
See, something about getting a taco from a place that doesn't have a Mexican-sounding name.
And it's gross. I've looked. They taste good if you close your eyes when you eat them, because I've looked into those when you eat them. All they do is there's no shredded cheese. They take the cheese that goes on the hamburger, the square plastic cheese, and throw that in there and then, microwave it or whatever. And when I saw that, I was like, never having these again. Just something about that is gross.
But you still have them, don't you?
No, I've never had them since. It was so off-putting. Just tacos.
Don't look into...
Make your own. Seriously, get some flour, mill, and then water. Okay? Get a pan.
What was it?
Pan fry them.
Who was it? Jim Gaffigan that had that bit that Mexican food is basically the same 7.
Oh, it's the same 6 toppings or whatever. Yeah. Miss one.
No, you were probably giving me an eloquent Spanish dish, you Spanish bastard. Chiz is a Spaniard, for those of you that don't know. An actual Spaniard. He's got the papers. Like
Where
legitimate.
are my papers?
Where are your papers, sir?
Where are your papers?
Oh, dear, the Joe's coming out asking for your papers. Oh, dear. And that's another thing. Hanukkah apparently started on Thanksgiving for it only does it once a century.
It does it, way longer than that. The next time, look, see, boom, papers. It won't happen. Thanksgiving and Hanukkah will not be on the same day again until the year 7,290 or whatever.
Oh, okay. So it was a long ass time. Never mind. I was completely wrong. But a big deal for a lot of our Jewish friends out there celebrating. And you know what I realized? Because Hanukkah, as I see it, well, I think Passover is their huge one, right? That's akin to Christian Easter or Catholic Easter. But Hanukkah is the end of year thing, like the Catholic Christmas. But the one thing that I realized after thinking about it for a while, I'm like, you know what? Because then there was another story flashed in my mind, like Sports Illustrated for some reason did a 7-page or 10-page expose on Tim Tebow's faith for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, you know what? I don't see a lot of Jews that run around trying to convince other people to become Jews. I don't see a lot of proselytizing from Jewish people. They're just kind of like, yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm going to go over here and do my Jewish thing now. Whatever it is. I got to do Passover, the Passover Seder or whatever. I'm going to go do my Jewish thing. I'm not going to try to belittle you and beat you over the head with my Judaism.
Because they've been beaten over the head for thousands of years. So I think they're very skittish when it comes to forcing things on other people.
Is that an actual thing or is that just a joke?
That's just me mouthing off right now. But it would make sense.
It does seem like. But I'm actually wondering as to why that is, because you see a lot of Bible thumping. Now, maybe I'm just not seeing maybe I'm not looking at the right Jews. I've never seen
Jewish Bible thumping, though.
Maybe I'm not just looking. Maybe we're not looking at the right Jews. Maybe we need to find some other Jews. Like, you tell you what, you need to.
You gotta light the candle right now. I swear to God, light the candle. I never heard of that, of forced Judaism.
I don't see it, and I mean, from what I've heard, the Hasidic Jews can get pretty serious about it.
Oh yeah,
but that's more a family type thing. I'm talking about a lot of Jewish people don't go around, just speaking Hebrew to other people and trying to, and being like, look at how great my faith is, like you see a lot with Catholicism and Christians. I just don't. I wonder why that is. I don't know if it's are you okay?
Sorry.
Katie just twitched. She was like a dog in sleep that just goes.
I did not.
Muscle spasms.
My leg twitched. I'm sorry.
I know your leg twitched. That's what I said. So I don't know why Jewish people don't. It's just a random thought I had. So Chiz, tell me about this League of Legends stuff. The LOL. Hey, do you play LOL? Like what?
Do you play LOL?
No, I've never played it. But originally when people come to me and they're like, "Do you play LOL?" I'm like, "Do I play Laugh Out Loud?" I don't get it.
Do you laugh out loud? I don't know. I think the gist of this article was that players in the League of Legends tournaments and streamers are not going to be allowed to play and stream any Blizzard games. I think that was the gist of it.
They're not allowed to play or stream. If you're going to be a part of this tournament and you signed the contract, you are not allowed to play or. Did they say play? Does it say play in the article?
It might just be stream.
Okay, I was about to say that's pretty draconian. It's like you can't go home and you can't boot up.
You cannot play this.
You can't boot up Dota 2. You can't play any WoW. You can't play any Diablo or anything. But yeah, they can't stream any other game even on their own personal channels. If you are playing in this huge LoL tournament, you are not allowed.
I just found this. This is like the list of things they cannot stream. It's a lot of things.
What is this like?
I love the last three at the end, or the last four at the end.
Hold on a second. I want to view it more. Oh, the last four at the end. Any non-over-the-counter drug. What? Firearm? You can't stream fire. Damn it! I wanted to stream my Glock 20. What the fuck?
Just wheeling it around.
Woo! Right? That's what you're doing. Are finger guns okay? Can you stream?
This ruins my idea. I was gonna pound a bunch of Oxycontin, shoot off into the wall,
smoke some cigarettes
while looking at porn and had tobacco flying.
They can't stream. Okay, can't stream porn. Duh.
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just a terms of service. A lot of these are like terms of service at the bottom. Like, you can't do this, period.
We own the right to your firstborn child. Chiz, you better not start streaming LOL, because you are...
Man, it's everything.
Hold on a second. What if you use e-cigs, though? E-cigs don't contain tobacco. They contain nicotine, right?
They contain nicotine. This is okay. All of you League of Legends streamers, you can still do this. You can do this.
E-cigs should be okay.
Shooting. You cannot be shooting. I wish I was in that position to test them with this. Like, there's no tobacco in here. Well, not the gun part. I'm pretty sure that would get a flag.
That would be actually very interesting if somebody, because League of Legends is huge.
Did you hear the story? Like, I think we touched on it maybe on one of the PKs, but I know that they updated the terms of service for Twitch, so you can't stream. If you use the PlayStation Playroom or whatever, you can't just be on camera streaming. But do you know why they did that?
No.
Because a dude was getting drunk with his wife on stream with a bunch of people, and she passed out. It seems like she'd be in on this. She has to be really fucking passed out. Whipped her tit out and showed it on stream. It goes black for like a couple minutes or something like that. Comes back and she's fully nude. Like, he stripped her down and she's just laying there fully nude, and he's up and walking around. That's why.
So wait, you can't. What can't you do now from the PS4?
If you're gonna be streaming in the Playroom, you cannot stream anything that is not gaming related.
And the Playroom is the native streaming platform of.
Yeah, it's like you're streaming in Battlefield 4 or whatever. Okay,
so but wait. I'm sorry. So who uses the term Playroom? Is that a PlayStation thing?
No, that's I think it's Twitch, or it might be both. I haven't looked at the GUI of PlayStation 4, but that's like if you're streaming in the category of Battlefield 4, you'd be streaming in the category of Playroom.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, so the Playroom for Battlefield 4.
It might be a default thing, like, because I assume there aren't many settings you can play with on the user interface of where you're streaming on the PlayStation. So it might just, when you go live from PlayStation 4 default, it just puts you in that category. So if you go to Playroom, it's all PlayStation 4 feeds.
Oh, okay, I got you. So then you can't have like the little webcam outcropping.
What do you mean? Oh, like put a webcam on?
Because as I understand it, if you have the PlayStation Eye, is that what it's called? Their little webcam feature. If you have that, you can do what a lot of streamers do with the webcam and just put it in a corner over the gameplay.
No, you can do that. It looks like the game, like you've got a big screen here, and there's a little one for the webcam, and then at the bottom it'll show you total number of viewers and some other number down there
Ah,
that
okay.
you're live.
So-
So you have that.
But you have to stream gameplay. You can't just be on the PlayStation.
You can stream because there were people that were putting on cool shows there. Like they had a show and it was game related, and they were doing giveaways and doing other things. It just can't be non-gaming stuff. If you're gonna be on camera only, it can't be non-gaming stuff. There has to be some element. So you cannot get drunk with your wife and strip her naked in front of everyone else.
Was this the same guy I saw you talking about on Twitter who was just walking
No,
around?
that
peeing?
dude was a fucking legend, though. That guy was so cool. He's like, what should I do? Oh, somebody said pee in the sink? I'll go pee in the sink, and walks to the kitchen, pees in the sink.
Nice.
That was a legend.
But that only applies.
There were
to-
some other weird ones, too. Like, I read a story about some dude or woman, I don't know who, had one of those horse masks on, and in the horse mask motorboated the other female on the stream.
Nice.
Yeah,
Always
it's really
classy.
classy. Yeah.
Always the epitome of class. Now, does this apply only to people streaming from the PlayStation?
I think so.
Okay, because I was just
We're
worried.
fine. We're fine.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, we don't. There's
We talked about games today anyway. We're fine.
But yeah, that would be interesting if a LoL player, like if they were smoking cigs on like if they're streaming League of Legends, because that's how you can't break all the rules. So what you do is this is how you be, if this is civil disobedience 101, you find the rule that you think is the most bullshit and you only break that rule. Only that rule. You follow the letter of the law of everything else. So the terms of this contract, whatever, you can't stream any other game other than League of Legends. Okay, you only play League of Legends. Only. And you don't do anything else. You're not firing off your pistols or your rifles. You're not streaming porn in the background. And then you take a puff from an e-cig. And then you wait for the man to strike you down. You say, that's it, no more contract for you. And that's when you say, oh, but I didn't breach a contract. I didn't. What? Then you ask, what part of the contract did I breach? Oh, well, tobacco products. Why would I never use a tobacco product? When did I do it?
Define tobacco product.
And they're going to say, well, when you took the puff of the thing, that was a tobacco product. No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was this. It was an e-cig. Can you prove that this is not a tobacco product?
Mm-hmm.
And because there's huge money in League of Legends, that could be like a legitimate thing. I've always wondered, because a lot of networks do like in video native advertising, right? Like the Guerrilla stuff everybody hears about.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I looked at some of the campaigns they had going on, and the wording of the stuff was just open ended. Like it was like, just do this, and we'll pay you this.
Right.
And it's like, okay. But then I'm like, well, people have contracts with their network to govern CPMs and payouts and all this stuff. As far as I understand, there's not a lot in the contracts that have to do with these direct giveaways. So shouldn't you, as like the network, be a little bit more verbose and like being like, this is what you do, this is how you meet the requirements, this is what happens if you don't meet the requirements, et cetera, et cetera. Form a new contract, because these things weren't specifically bargained for in the other contract. And it's like, I'm like, well, because I had a few disputes, and I was like, well, I told him, I was like, look, I'm nobody, so I don't really care. Like, here's the problems with your language as I see it. But imagine if you had somebody like Woody's Gamertag or PewDiePie who did one of these, and then all of a sudden you decided, no, sorry, because of this and this, we're not going to pay you, PewDiePie, even though we would have owed you $50,000, $60,000. And it's like, that's going to get you sued by somebody for a lot of money if you mess with them enough. And it just seems like in the gaming world, or in the gaming space, it's gotten a lot better now. But early on, a couple years ago, in the gaming space, people were just not very. They didn't really think through the contracts that they tried to sign people to, as is the case here. Because I don't know what firing off your weapons in your own home has to do with streaming League of Legends.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure those last four are covered under Twitch's terms of service.
I can't stream my guns.
I've never seen anyone stream a gun.
Twitch is taking away my freedoms with
They
guns.
are taking away your Second Amendment.
God damn.
You
San
cannot
Francisco
open carry
treats.
on stream.
That's lame. Can I use tobacco products?
Yes, you can.
Because you better not get me in trouble with those, you bastard. That's why you better stick to the e-cigs.
Some of the biggest streamers are e-cig smokers. like pulling thousands on thousands of viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is, and I get hit or we get hit with it, and they don't hit those people,
I'll go to bat for you with Twitch, Chiz,
Damn
just for
straight.
you. I'll be
Yeah.
like, no, it was not a tobacco product, Twitch. Stop trying to force your Puritan views on me.
Oh, you're not gonna pay Lefty for our shows, even though you pay out these other individuals.
I
that
want my
use
damn
these things?
$2, Twitch, you fuckers.
We're going to the bank on this one. We'll sue you for like a whole $4,000.
Yeah, I'll take you to what $2, small claims court, couple hundred.
Yeah.
Make it go away.
Yeah, you won't show up though. We'll win by default.
Yeah, right. Just summary judgment. All of a sudden, you'll get a letter like, "Hey, you owe us $500." And you'll say, "What?"
No, we'll take this to TV small claims court.
Mm.
Because then you know the TV, they pay out whoever wins.
Yeah, it's not
Right there
really
on the
binding.
spot.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So we could do that. I would just be like, "Can I just get some of your internet? If you could siphon off some of your internet and give it to me, case
Or
closed."
give me a server that's in my house, so when I ping it, it's instant.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Be nice too.
I would sell
And a hoodie,
a Twitch hoodie. Yeah, they've opened up the store for like 5 minutes. They're like, "Hot, done."
Yeah, but they sold like stuff I wouldn't really wear. Maybe that sounds bad because the reason they opened the store was to fund the tsunami.
All I want is one of those
typhoon.
one of those purple hoodies that says Twitch TV on it. Not the zip up one, like the one I have on now. Like they're just
Well,
an
the purple
actual
one
hoodie.
is a zip up.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a zip up.
Oh, okay. They're all zip ups. I thought I've
Yeah.
seen people with just the standard hoodie that says Twitch TV across the chest.
Don't believe so. But the
damn.
one they put in the store was not the purple one. I want the purple one.
Yeah, the
I want-
purple
I
one
want
is
the
what it's
purple
all
one.
about. I don't want a white Twitch TV shirt or
They
a
put
red
a
one.
gray one up there with like a Twitch TV logo. Like I would not pay $50 for that. You know what I'd pay $50 for? The purple one that says Twitch TV on it. Wanna know why? Because I fucking like that color.
I know that's
it
the
looks
Twitch
cool.
purple. Whenever I see it, I know that's Twitch.
All right. Thank you.
Another
America.
thing that I would pay a lot of money, I'd pay $60-$70 for a Twitch hoodie, just to be like, yeah, there's my Twitch hoodie. There it is.
I'd wear it all the time.
Twitch is such a cool company. I hope they stay small forever. I know it won't happen because they're taking over the world right now, but they as a startup are really cool. Twitch TV is where it's at, kids. Especially because YouTube is apparently trying to fuck gaming channels now with the monetization shit. Can we talk about that to close out the show?
Sure.
I know I only said on Twitter an hour and a half, but hey, screw it, the show's rolling, huh? There's going to be changes now to the way this is industry talk, so if you're not a big fan of that, bim salabim. See you next week, 7 p.m. Central Time.
Sim salabim. Yeah, you should stop that.
There's a what? Did you just put a spell on me?
Sim salabim.
All right, get out of here, Spaniard. Twitch or not Twitch? YouTube via Google is or Google via YouTube. Sorry, is implementing changes to their monetization system as it applies to channels associated or affiliated with multi-channel networks called MCNs. For those of you that don't know, in the gaming realm, there gave rise over the last few years to networks that operate outside of YouTube that act as sort of like a protection service, we'll say, for gaming channels that upload gaming content that would otherwise be flagged by, if they were tried to be monetized, would be flagged by the people that own the copyrights to those game engines. Now, I could go on for days about how I don't think what we do is actually copyright infringement, but that's neither here nor there in this case. These networks, you've heard of them, Fullscreen, TGS, IGN, they operate, like I said, like a protection. Your
TGS
YouTuber
isn't a thing.
anymore? What is it?
Polaris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not up on the
Polaris, like in the sky.
right.
Night
Gotcha.
sky.
So your YouTuber X goes to would otherwise, if they tried to monetize gaming content on YouTube, their content would get flagged. So they go to a network, and the network says, okay, for a cut of your revenue, we'll sign you to this contract, and we will give you protection from these copyright. We will secure all the licensing that you need so that you don't have to worry about copyright claims on your content, so long as you don't get so long as you don't run afoul of YouTube's like audio stuff, because the whole audio copyright section of YouTube is completely different. But video games, we got you covered. Give us a cut, a substantial cut, and we got okay. And so a lot of people do that, and so they just sign, and now you are partnered or you're contracted with your network, which works with YouTube, and you get paid from them. So okay. Now, YouTube is going to implement a system where multi-channel networks have to decide whether their individual channels under their MCN umbrellas are either managed channels or affiliates. We'll call them good or bad channels, we'll say, because, managed or affiliate, they're just names. So your good channels can operate, because right now, I or any other YouTube partner can just upload a video and monetize it. And YouTube says, okay, immediately, we will trust you that you are not running afoul of our terms of service. And it monetizes, there are ads on it immediately. Your good channels in this new system, if your MCN defines you as a good channel, you'll be able to still upload and monetize immediately. Whenever you upload a video, you can monetize it immediately, and it goes. We'll still trust you. Now, I could be wrong on this. There may have been changes, but from what I understand it, the bad channels, the affiliates, have to go through a vetting process. Now, when you upload a video and you want to monetize it, you can't monetize it immediately. It has to go through some sort of vetting process. Well, somebody will actually watch it and say, okay, this isn't copyrighted. This isn't a copyright infringement. Now you are able to monetize it and put advertisements on it. So you have the good channels, which can advertise immediately. The first view on a video uploaded by a good channel is able to be monetized, meaning there's an ad. But a bad channel has to wait probably a couple days, maybe even as long as a week, until advertisements can be placed on that video. And obviously, because there were no ad imprints for a bad channel, those views accrued on a video in that time frame from upload to monetization will not be paid out retroactively. So for those of you that know YouTube, a huge percentage of a video's views come in the first 24 hours. Many, many, many of them come in the first 48. So if you are only putting ads on a video 48 hours after it is uploaded and live, you're fucked. Absolutely. You get nothing. Screwed. Because a lot of gaming YouTubers don't make their money on long tail views. Let's Players might be okay. A lot of them get long tail views, and that'll be okay. You
still get the most in the first 24.
Right, you still get the
hours.
most. They'll take a huge hit if they're labeled as affiliates, but they might still be okay. But anybody else, gameplay commentary kind of stuff that I do or try to do, we're done, gone. We're dinosaurs. Nothing now. I don't know if there's going to be a change to that. I don't know what my network specifically will do. I don't say either way. But this could be the end of a lot of people on YouTube if they can't monetize views within when they're getting their most viewership. And honestly, I don't know what I'd do if I got labeled as affiliate. I don't know. I'd just. Now, there's a supposed workaround where you could upload your video as unlisted while it's going through the vetting process. Then once it's cleared, publish it. Well, okay, but the scheduled uploading, that hasn't worked. It's really involved, the idea of where you get in the subscription boxes. But suffice it to say, that will kill you just as badly in terms of viewership. Or monetized viewership, just as waiting to get monetized views.
Right.
And you know what? I don't know. What I do on Twitch, I get decent viewership. I mean, September was huge, or October was huge for me. September and October, actually. But there's been a fall off in in viewership for me. Now Twitch is all right, but a lot of people, myself included, probably would be looking at other things, other avenues, if this was the case. That would be the end. That would probably be pretty close to the end of me on YouTube, unless there was like a huge... Because Christmas time of last year, when Minnesota Burns and you and me and everybody, we were rolling, that was awesome. I was doing 1-2K subs a day at one point. I was like, wow. But now, I'd be done. I don't know what I'd do. It would suck. And is this technically a breach of contract? Probably. There's probably all kinds of breaches of contracts that people have signed, but YouTube doesn't give a shit. Networks aren't going to give a shit.
Yeah, what are they going to care?
It's just, and it sucks because it seems like now this really doesn't matter for people that are non-gaming. Don't worry about your Ray William Johnsons, your PewDiePie is for sure not going to be an affiliate because they would no way would they fuck with him. But your middle of the road YouTubers like me, even guys with fewer subscribers than me, we don't know. And a whole lot of steps Google and YouTube have taken over the last couple of months have really been sort of caustic towards people that do what we do, what I do in our little corner of YouTube. And it really sucks just to have to, YouTube, we're called partners, but here's YouTube just every single time, just and it's awful. And it's one of the reasons why I really love Twitch, and I really wish I had a huge following on Twitch because I could stream. I love streaming. It's fun.
Everybody support Lefty streams.
Yeah, everybody support. Hey, follow button, subscribe.
Tweet it out. Bring your friends here from school. Put up posters in the hall.
But make sure they're on different PCs. If you're bringing your friends from school, you can't watch on the same PC.
You can't all
two to
share
a PC.
Monitor.
Two to a PC.
fucking
That's
him.
it. That's it. Two. That's all you get.
Come on. Not that hard. That was a depressing topic. Let's do Thesaurus Corner.
Uh-oh.
What?
Thesaurus Corner?
Yeah.
And I'm watching the screen, so you better not. Everyone, he's not allowed to tilt that book in her direction.
Katie is here, all right? Katie is this way.
Honor code.
All right? And the book is always going to be this way, all right? She is never going to get a chance to see her selections. All right?
Blasphemy.
Okay? So who wants to go first? Katie won last time, so Katie gets to go first.
I won the last few times, actually.
Yeah.
We're
on a third. We're on the third set. Is it 1-0 for her in
1-0
this
for
new
her
set?
in this new set.
Okay. She picks.
The sets are best of 3.
Yes.
All right?
No, it's best of 5.
Best of 5, sorry. Good call.
Yeah.
Katie, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Ooh. Left or right panel?
Left.
Left, okay.
Third from the top.
Why do you always say third from the top?
I don't.
Because you just Katie'd yourself. Or no, you've just chizzed yourself. Oh,
Don't say that. That's bad.
you've chizzed yourself.
Oh, no.
The word is border, and the verb, though. If you mean border, you can also say be adjacent to, adjoin, or abut on.
A butt on? A butt
A
on.
what?
A butt.
A button?
A butt.
Like an abutment.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
All right. Chiz?
All right. So you got to give me a second here because I'm on a delay.
Oh, okay. Well, no,
So
I can
put
start.
it next to the mic
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
can
yeah.
hear it.
All right, you ready? Let me know if
Yeah.
first of all, we'll do a test. Let me know if you hear this.
Just say go and stop.
I hear it.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah. Stop.
Okay. Left or right panel?
Right side,
Mm-hmm.
fourth from the top.
The word is composure. Noun. If you mean composure, you can also say serenity, peace of mind, calmness, self-possession, nonchalance, cool-headedness, control, self-control. Katie, get out of here.
Why can't I just look at it?
Balance, because you might,
I'm not going to be able to do anything.
contentment, tranquility, stability, harmony, assurance, self-assurance, poise, composed state of mind, even temper, equanimity, coolness, level-headedness, fortitude, moderation, gravity, sobriety, a cool head, presence of mind, equilibrium, aplomb, self-restraint, ease, evenness, complacence, tolerance, content, quiet, command of one's faculties, forbearance, cool. Antonyms being exuberance, passion, wildness.
You know what I don't get?
43.
How they can only think of 3 different words for border, but they can think of 43 words for composure.
This
It's
is your
my
home
fault.
court.
Okay,
This
so
is
it's
your
my
home
fault.
court.
My fault because I
Your
gave
home court.
you
Chiz, what'd you get?
thesaurus.
43.
43. So, Katie got some work to do. Katie, are you ready?
Maybe. Stop.
Wow. All right.
Right?
Okay.
Why are you doing
Go ahead. Okay, right panel.
No, I don't want to.
No, do it.
Second from the bottom.
All right.
What? This isn't cool. I don't like this.
The word is concentrate. Verb. If you mean, when you say concentrate, the verb, to bring or come together, you can also say amass, mass, assemble, combine, consolidate, compact, condense, reduce, hoard, garner, centralize, store, bring into a small compass, bring toward a central point, embody, localize, strengthen, direct toward one object, constrict, fix, cramp, focus, reduce, intensify, crowd together, flock together, contract, muster, bunch, head up, swarm, conglomerate, stow away, congest, narrow, compress, converge, center, collect, cluster, congregate, huddle. If you mean to employ all one's mental powers, you can also say think intensely, give attention to, meditate upon, ponder, focus attention on, direct attention to one object, weigh, consider closely, scrutinize, regard carefully, contemplate, study deeply, examine closely, brood over, put one's mind to, be engrossed in, be absorbed in, attend, give exclusive attention to, occupy the thoughts with, fix one's attention, apply the mind, give heed, focus one's thought, give the mind to, direct the mind upon, center, think hard, rack one's brains, be on the beam, keep one's eye on the ball, knuckle, buckle down. Antonyms being drift, be inattentive, ignore.
How does that happen? That just happened. Wait, you still have one more?
You still have one more.
I don't even know how many fucking words that was. I
Someone's
lost
got
count.
it. Someone's got it. Someone's got the words.
Someone's got the count. I know a lot of people like to keep count. Someone give us a count.
Give us a count.
Wow.
I fucking lost.
Talk about luck. Somebody says 83, 84.
That's bullshit. 69.
284s.
Oh, come on. You're all over the place.
There's 284s. Somebody says 113, 84.
84.
84. So, Chiz, you need a 44 to win.
Bullshit. No, I don't. I need a 40.
She had 3
to win.
Oh,
that's
right. Oh,
Well,
yeah,
then
right.
I
You
need
need a
even
44.
more.
No. You need a 44 to tie and a 45 to win because you had 44 before, right?
43.
Okay, so then right. So you need a 44 to tie, 45 to win because she's at 87 right now.
Yeah.
First one was 3, last one 84. We're going with 84. If you're looking for strict adherence to judgment rules, piss off.
Some people say 69.
People are just saying
That's
69 because
just
it's
low.
funny.
Fine. It's racist.
Are you ready?
No.
44 to tie, 45 to win. It's doable. She just got a fucking 84 out of nowhere. Are you ready?
Go. Stop.
Okay.
Left side.
Okay.
Second from the bottom. I will slap you.
The word is discouraged.
Wow. I couldn't be more true to that right now.
You just chizzed yourself. If you mean discouraged, you can also say downcast, pessimistic, or depressed. I think that's
Oh.
a fitting.
Fuck off.
Those are
Fuck off. That is
fitting.
so poetic bullshit.
That is fitting. Is that irony? Would that be irony? I think it would be. That's a perfect end. I'm sorry, Chiz. Go check out Chiz. Everybody tweet at Dr. Chiz right now that you love him and that it doesn't matter how he performs on Thesaurus Corner because every time he streams on twitch.tv/Dr. Chiz, you're going to be there. So go to twitch.tv/Dr. Chiz right now. Hit the follow
How
button.
do you do it, Katie? How? I don't think either one of us has hit a fucking 84
I never
on
acted
one
like
word.
this. Don't be a sore loser.
I've never seen a word go past 2 pages. I've never seen one occupy 2 pages before.
That was pretty
Ever.
cool.
No. So everybody go to twitch.tv/Dr. Chiz, tweet at Dr. Chiz. But if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the favorite button if you please. You greatly enjoy it. Hit the follow button if you're here on Twitch. Subscribe. It's $4.99. It's totally worth it. You get access to subscriber-only chats, giveaways, a chat badge, and custom emoticons. Thank you guys for joining. Of course, I'm Lefty. You can follow me at Lefty643, at Little Miss Katie. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We are out. Peace.